I'm right here. Sorry I couldn't be here today, so I'm just going to go over a couple of these notes so you make sure you kind of get caught up on what you missed if you didn't quite understand things from a video. So just a chance to talk through a couple more problems. So let's start by taking a look at number 3. Now remember, when you're doing multiplying binomials, you can do two different methods. Okay, so here's the first one, which is what I like to call the box method, and that's the one I typically use when I'm explaining these. So what we do is we set up our 4x4 box, and we're going to set up terms on the outside of each of the box, as so. Okay, so now we need to multiply into the box. So 2x times x is going to give me 2x squared. 2x times 1 is going to give me 2x. So again, just multiplying down into the box. 1 times x is x, and 1 times 1 excuse me, is 1. So now let's go ahead and write out those terms. So we have 2x squared plus 2x plus x plus 1. So now we can go ahead and we can combine those middle two terms together. So then we have 2x squared, and then 2x plus x is going to give us 3x. Remember, when you're adding like terms, you do not add the exponent. And then plus 1 as your constant. Again, let's go ahead and we're going to multiply out this box. So here we have x minus 1, here we have x minus 3. And again, we're going to multiply into the box. X times x is x squared. Negative 1 times x is a negative x. Negative 3 times x is a negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 3 is a positive 3. So we want to go ahead, again, we're going to write out our terms. So we have x squared, we have minus x, we have minus 3x, and then we have plus 3. So we want to go ahead and we want to add our like terms. So I see that the only two like terms that I have are these two terms right here. So then I have x squared, negative x minus 3x. That's two negatives, so they're going to get more negative. So when you add those two together, you get negative 4x and then plus 3. So your final answer then is x squared minus 4x plus 3. So let's go ahead and take a look at number 6. Now the biggest thing to remember when you see problems like these is that you can't just distribute in the negative like we could do when we were multiplying monomials. Because now we don't have a monomial, we have a binomial, which means we have two terms. So we need to look at that as multiplying x minus 2 times x minus 2. So now, once I have that done, I can go ahead and draw my box. So I'm going to line it up, x minus 2, x minus 2. And now we're going to multiply into the box. X times x is x squared. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. So then we're going to go ahead and we're going to add up all of our terms. And now we need to combine our like terms, which are these middle two ones right here. Negative 2x minus 2x is negative 4x plus 4. Okay, and so once you do that, this right here is your final answer. So let's go ahead and take a look at number 8. So for number 8, if you've been using FOIL up to this point, that's fine. But for number 8, you do have to actually use the box method. So what I do is I draw a 2x3 square. So my 3x minus 5 goes down that box. And then 2x squared and 7x and minus 8. Remember, if it's negative, you want to make sure you indicate that on the outside of the box. So if the term is negative, that you're multiplying in negative numbers. So now when I multiply these, I'm going to multiply coefficients, add exponents. 3 times 2 is 6. X to the first times x squared, add those exponents, and you get x cubed. This should be 7x. 3 times 7 is 21. X to the first times x to the first is going to give you x squared. 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. And then don't forget to take that x along with you. And then negative 5 times 2 is negative 10, and then x squared. Negative 5 times 7 is negative 35, and then don't forget the x. And negative 5 times negative 8 is going to give you a positive 40. So now let's go ahead and we're going to write out all of the terms that we have, and then we're going to combine like terms. So we have 6x cubed plus 21x squared minus 24x minus 10x squared minus 35x plus 40. Okay, so now we want to go ahead and combine our like terms. Well, 6x cubed is all by itself, so I can go ahead and write that one out and get rid of that. Okay, now I see that I have 21x squared here minus 10x squared there. So 21 minus 10 is going to give me 11. And remember, then the x squared is going to stay the same. We're just adding the coefficients. Negative 24x minus 5x. When you subtract two numbers, they're going to get more negative, and that's going to give us a negative 29x when we add them. Oops, this should be negative 35. Negative 10x minus 35x is going to give us a negative, oops, good gracious, struggling. Okay, so negative 34x, negative 35x, and negative 24x is going to give us a negative 59x because we're combining those two terms right there. Sorry about the confusion there. And so now those are taken care of, and last but not least, at the end we have plus 40. So that concludes your video for today. So go ahead and show the substitute once you've had a completed note sheet, and you can work on the homework. Please behave yourselves. Thanks for listening.